This video has been overdue since I changed the exhaust, and at the end of that video I promised that in the next one, which was now 2 videos ago, I would do a modification which also knocks something off my long list of problems on this Astra. And in the last video I revealed that that was to do with the headlights, which as you can see have had better days, and as explained in videos gone by, these go cloudy. I can polish them up and they look good, but it does not last very long at all. So rather than just on repeat polishing the lights up, them going dirty, polishing the lights up and that endless cycle, let's try something that might just be a permanent fix. And this tube right here is some tinting film, which I've had for months now. That is how long this job has been on my radar to get done. So I have not yet been in this tube to see what I've actually bought. All rolled up like this. This looks pretty dark, but let's unpeel it a bit and see what it actually looks like. Even now it still looks quite dark. I just may have gone a little bit aggressive there with the tint. I suspect it will look lighter once it's on the headlight though. The first thing to do is I can't just put the tint over this because it's still going to look cloudy through the tint, so we need to give these a good polish, and for that I'm going to use this stuff and this mop which goes on the end of my power drill, which I got from this kit ages ago to try and fix the headlights, what I thought was a permanent fix at that time, but it clearly wasn't. So in this kit it came with different grits of sanding sort of blocks like these. So you started with a rough grit and then used a finer and finer grit until eventually you just polish. But this time I'm just going to skip straight to the polish because I know from even polishing it by hand it brings the headlights up fairly well. Once I get the headlights looking good, we can then get the tint on. Putting that mop on the drill is going to send polish everywhere, so I'm going to get into some different clothes and let's tackle that now. I'm just going to put a bit of polish on the mop head as per the instructions. The instructions then say to start your drill slowly to avoid product sling, which is the thing that has made me go to get changed because I think this will sling everywhere. My drill does not have a slow setting, but let's see what happens. Hopefully you can see the difference it's making in this area versus this area. It's probably more prominent up here where I haven't done it. That's particularly bad. Okay, more work to do. I know I did a comparison last time I cleaned up the headlights, but really what a difference that is. I mean, if that headlight could stay like that, there'd be no need to do anything else. But as I say, give it a month or so, it will look like that. It does look good, doesn't it? Let's get that one done. Nothing left to do now but get the tinting. First I'm going to just mask up along the bumper there as I did back when I was wrapping the E90, same kind of process. Masking tape stops the wrap, or the tint in this case, sticking to the panels where you don't want it, which just means it's more easy to manipulate rather than it getting stuck on there, and you can tuck it in underneath the panel or the headlight in this case a bit easier. Before I do that, I've just remembered that I need to prep the headlight with the isopropanol spray, an alcohol-based cleaning product, to remove any of the polish that I've just put on from the headlight, which seems a bit counterintuitive, but it just helps the tint stick to the area that I want to stick it to. Again, same as we did with the wrapping on the E90. Check out those videos if you want to see that. The masking tape done, and in doing so I've just noticed that I forgot on the previous video doing the radiator to tighten this up. There we go. I will show you what's and all. Got my trusty wrapping tools from the E90, so my heat gun, and then this bag of stuff that I bought on eBay for not a lot of money. From this I will need my squeegee, my poker to get around the panel gaps, and a blade. If I get any bubbles in the tint, I have a spike to get them out, but apart from that, that's probably all I'll use. Next, I need to work out how much wrapper I've purchased, or tint even. I'm pretty sure I got enough to do both lights, so if I cut a length that is long enough to do one light, then hopefully the residual is enough to do the second. Oh no! You know the saying, measure twice, cut once. Idiot. What an absolute donut. So I've cut it the length that I need to do this headlight, and I'm well short on that headlight. I probably could have cut this bit a little bit shorter, but it just wouldn't have been enough. So what I ordered was 1 metre by 30 centimetres. I'm going to have to order another lot of that. Whilst I'm at this stage, I feel before I hit the order button to get some more, I might as well just do the one headlight, see what it looks like. The car's going to look like it's got a black eye, but whatever, it's better to know it's going to work before I spend more money on more tint. So let's get with the fitting. First, there's a backing to the tint, as you can see there. So I need to peel the backing off, lay the tint on the front of the headlight, use the heat gun and work it into place. Again, exactly like I did with wrapping the E90. Well, it seems I'm twice the idiot, not only ordering the wrong length, but I'm getting lots of bubbles. I suspect a lot of you have already realised why. You're supposed to apply tint wet, not dry like I have. When I did the E90 wrap, that was of course dry, but with tint, you're supposed to wet the surface and then squeegee out the water. So I've ordered more tint and we will have to regroup. But in the meantime, I'm just going to cut around the edges so we can see what this is going to look like. What do we think? I don't know, to be honest. It's hard to tell with one side different, but if you cover up that side or that side, I think it could look cool. It's hard to tell at the moment. I do have further plans for the look of this car, and I think once those are implemented, the tint is going to look better. I don't think it looks bad like that. Might just need a bit of getting used to. I'm not sure. Anyway, I do have to rip this off, so it's not like I'm committed to the tint, but as I've started this project, I do want to see it through. I think that could look quite cool. But for now, I'm going to have to wait until the new tint arrives. So I will see you then, which will be now. And just like that, we have some more tint. And I've taken the tint off the headlight. One thing I did learn from the failed attempt at tinting the headlight is that on the outside you can see quite far around this corner of the headlight. So to get right in there, I'm going to need to take this grill out, which we did on the video where we replaced the radiator. And if you remember on that, we actually broke this bit. When it's back together, you don't really notice it. I mean, getting this close you do, because you can see all that crack. But from here, you're not going to know. Might get a new grill in the future, who knows, but for now it's fine. We are tinting headlights today, so let's get this grill off and see if we can do some wet tinting. And we're back to this point, ready to apply the tint. Now you might notice that this is actually not the same as the previous tint. So I remember now when I ordered the tint last time, it was so long ago that the seller got in contact with me and said that he didn't currently have this colour in stock, that this colour was available for immediate dispatch and would I want that? And I just said, yeah, go for it. But as I've reordered, clearly he did have the colour in stock, and this is a grey smoke. A light grey smoke, I think it said, whereas this is a light black smoke. They are different. Is there a preference? To be honest, probably it is this one, but we've got this now, so let's apply it and see what it looks like. We're applying wet, which means we're going to be spraying lots of water everywhere. You should really use distilled water with baby shampoo, I think is the recommendation, or an option at least. I've just gone with tap water and a tiny bit of fairy liquid. Distilled water doesn't leave marks. Whether this will remains to be seen, but the idea of applying wet is that you squeegee all the water out, so there shouldn't really be any water left to make a mark. But clearly this is a bit of a learning experience doing the wet tinting, so we will see how much of an issue it is, if at all. First things first is wet all the surfaces, and then peel the backing and wet that as well. Start to lay it on, and because it's wet you can move it around quite easily. So there's a big difference to wrapping. because we're doing it wet means we're not using the heat gun. Maybe once we've squeegeed all the water out and we're just doing the edges we might, but for now it is just a case of pushing all that water out like that. And that does mean we're not getting the air bubbles, but it does also mean we're unable to stretch the tint around the light as I would like to. Doesn't mean we can't still pick it up and just pull it tight in areas.
I want bad stuff, really bad stuff. I like it when it's rough, it makes me feel tough. I like bad stuff, I just can't get enough. 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 Good stuff or bad stuff.
Time warp made that seem like it took 5 minutes. I can tell you that took a lot longer. How long? About an hour and a half, I think. Anyway, I'm liking it. I like the colour. It is got a bit of a blue tinge which really suits the blue of the car. Happy with that. I'm going to refrain from any close-ups just yet to see how I get on with that side, to see if the imperfections, which I will show you, I can rectify when doing that side. I doubt I'll do them all. I know when I did the E90 wrapping, I said several times after doing a panel, it's not perfect. It's not going to be perfect. It's the same here, but from this distance I think that looks cool. Let's get that done. Done, and I am well happy with the result. I'm happy with the colour. As I said earlier, I think the blue tinge on it works really well because it is a blue car. This side, did it go better than that side? In the main, yes, I would say. So let's have a close up. A lot less bubbles in the main part of the light on the second attempt. Very, very small bubble. You see that one? Right there? I don't know. Anyway, I've gone round with my little pen spike and poked holes in all of the bubbles, which are not air bubbles on a wet tint, they are water bubbles, so you squeeze the water out. You can get a syringe to do that, which would be better, but I'm not a professional tinter, so I don't have all the tools. My first attempt on the headlights, I don't think I need them. Well, they'd be useful, but anyway, I'm not going to buy them just for this. Right, where this side didn't go so well is probably down here. You see all those little fingers, which isn't ideal. When I did the E90 wrap, I had a few of those as well. Right, onto this side, which isn't quite as good because I had to pull the tint off to relay it, and there was a bit of a glue line along there. Don't know if you can see it on camera. I like that I was able to get the tint all the way down here, so when I shut the bonnet you will not see any of the untinted headlight. That section is the only bit I didn't tint, which you will not see. Right, let's get the grille back on. Do a quick before and after, bit of B-roll. Let's go. Here's the before, here's the after. Very cool. I might also add that this job cost £30, so it might not be perfect, but a very cheap mod having a big effect. Now, earlier in the video, I said that I was going to do something else at some point, which I think will enhance these, and that is to do with this bonnet. As I've been making videos over the last year, I've noticed on the footage, particularly, that the bonnet has just deteriorated, where the lacquer is vanishing. We have a few bodywork related items on the list, and I've had a thought to clear a few of those off by the same method. The same method would be something like taking it to the body shop to get them resprayed, which is really what it needs. But on the theme of tinting, and I've talked a lot about the E90 wrap on this video, I'm going to do a little bit of wrapping on the car. Don't worry, I'm not going to wrap the whole car, as if you remember the E90 took 7 months to do, and I don't really want to spend the next 7 months just wrapping the car when we've got other things on the list to get through. But as well as the bonnet, we have the lacquer peel on the spoiler, so I'm thinking I'm going to wrap the spoiler, and if I'm doing the bonnet and the spoiler, I might do the whole roof maybe. We've got this crack on the front splitter, so again, could I wrap the front splitter but leave this bit blue? Let me know what you think. And lastly, we've got the rear bumper with a crack here, so again, I could wrap this bottom section, what would that look like? What do you think? It wouldn't take me 7 months to do all of these things, I don't think, and it'd be cheaper than taking it to the body shop. Anyway, those are my current thoughts, just to keep you in the loop. But for now, we can tick headlights off the list. Hopefully we'll check back in a couple of months and just check that they haven't clouded over inside the tint, but I'm feeling optimistic enough that we can get rid of that off the list. Whilst we're on the list, let's add the bonnet onto it, because that is something that we can knock off it hopefully fairly soon. Anyway, it's nice to be doing some modifications for a change. So we recently did the steering wheel cover, now we've done the headlight tinting. That's cool, feels like we're doing some more enjoyable things at the moment, and if we can start wrapping the car, then hopefully that theme continues. I think that's enough for this video. I'll see you on the next one, when I can tell you now it is not going to be on the Astra. Will it be the VX220, or could it even be the Vauxhall Mocha returning? We shall see. See you then.